First off, I just want to say that I am not a doctor. Take complete responsibility for your life and the decisions that you make, but I just want to share some thoughts with you. So in my opinion, I think antidepressants have a bad rep. I've talked to lots of people who just seem to have a disproportionate opinion about antidepressants. Even though like someone's been depressed for years and they've tried a bunch of things, I've heard this multiple times where people go, I would never take an antidepressant. It's so unnatural. There's only bad things that come from antidepressants. And it kind of just shocks me when I hear how people don't even have an open mind about even trying an antidepressant. When it comes to something like antidepressants, I myself am more of a utilitarian, which basically means I just weigh the pros and the cons, and if the pros are more than the cons, it's like, might as well take it. I think about it very practically. And I know lots of people think of it like, oh, it's not natural. But so is the computer or iPhone that you're watching this video on isn't natural either. Antidepressants, you know, yes, it's artificially made, but they're still just elements in the thing. And in my opinion, if you've been depressed for like a long time and you've tried a bunch of things, you've changed your diet, you've exercised, you've maybe gone to therapy, you've tried a bunch of things, but you've been depressed for years and years and years, I honestly think you'd be a fool if you didn't try an antidepressant. Antidepressants, in my opinion, really aren't that big of a deal. Worst comes to worst is you try it for a month, it doesn't help you, and you stop. You know, it's not like this huge thing that I feel lots of people have this disproportionate negative attitude towards. So that being said, I think there is good that there is lots of trepidation for most people to take antidepressants. I think it should be a last resort type of thing. If you've done a bunch of things to improve your mental health and nothing's working and you've been depressed for a long time, then is the time to consider talking to your doctor. So in the past, I myself have actually tried some antidepressants, and for one, I was on for a decent amount of time. I was on a super tiny dose, but it helped me and I got no side effects. The only side effect I got was I maybe slept a little bit better, you know, and it helped my depression a bit, and it helped my social anxiety a bit. This was an SSRI. Nothing huge, but maybe it helped my depression and social anxiety each about 10%, which honestly is really nice. So my own personal experience with antidepressants have been very positive. I was on a very tiny dose, but like it helped. So as a last resort thing for people to try, I give them the thumbs up. And the reason I feel lots of people have that negative, like I would never do an antidepressant attitude, is I think it's kind of a pride thing actually. I think it's kind of this like ego thing. Like I only believe in natural remedies. I'm not depressed enough where I could take an antidepressant. You know, it actually takes some courage to go to a doctor and say, hey, I was thinking about maybe taking antidepressants. I haven't been feeling good for a long time. You know, so I think there's kind of like a pride or ego thing in lots of the people who are antidepressants. One more point I want to make is that if you do decide to try to take an antidepressant, really make sure that you're also doing other things to be improving your life. Really start exercising, really start getting your life together, maybe go to therapy. But I see antidepressants almost like training wheels, that if you're emotionally really depressed or anxious and just life has been sucking and been miserable for a long time, it's like antidepressants could be just kind of like training wheels to just help you start moving in the right direction. And the goal is, you know, you only take the antidepressants for a year and a half, and eventually can let go of those training wheels as you've gotten your life more together. For some people, they need to take them longer. You know, it's whatever works best for you. The goal is, if you are taking antidepressants, you really got to be doing everything you can to better your life. Before, I always thought that you had to see like a psychiatrist and spend like big money to get on antidepressants or any drug like that. But for me, when I was on an antidepressant, I actually just asked my normal doctor, and he said, yeah, he could do all of that. And for me, the antidepressant I was on was like ridiculously cheap. Like it was a generic, and you know, it was like $2 a month for the whole supply. It was like almost like kind of crazy how cheap antidepressants are. It's kind of sad that in American society, so many people are on drugs. You know, I don't want to have this like carefree attitude about antidepressants. Like, this is a semi-serious thing. I'd say maybe 25%, maybe even higher, an amount of my friends are on some sort of mental health care drug, whether it's antidepressants, Adderall. You know, it's probably higher than 25% of my friends are on something, and I think that's kind of sad. But at the same time, I think we live in a really toxic society, that life can be really hard, that people can have genetic predispositions to depression or anxiety or ADD or whatever. Take this message with caution. Antidepressants really should be a last resort. Antidepressants affect everyone differently. Everyone has different brain chemistry, and it might take trying a couple different drugs to find one that kind of works with your brain chemistry. So take this message with caution, and, you know, talk to your doctor. Please comment below your experiences with antidepressants or your thoughts on antidepressants. I always appreciate thumbs ups, as it helps my videos rank higher. Make sure to check out my other videos, and if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing. I might make another video in the future talking more about my experiences with antidepressants. So if you're interested in that, you know, comment. Big thank you to my Patreons. If you like my work, consider helping me out on Patreon, and wishing everyone a happy and healthy day. Peace out.